Now the sheriff, it's time to listen to the people.
Sure.
And so we need to put on our headphones.
That's the best
Remember that this program is designed to listen to the people, to get their suggestions, to get their feedback in terms of how the government is doing and how the government can actually be better. And so we are going to open the lines. And wherever you are, you can call in. I know that there are many people who are listening. Today we are joined by Minister Brantley.
What kind of wicket we're playing on? A bouncy wicket or the wicket is a little flat?
Well, it doesn't matter. You should be able to adjust to whatever wicket.
Like Vance Amry,
yes.
Opening. I want some bounce.
So, okay.
Just so you know.
Yes, the numbers to call locally 465-2555. That's 465-2555. And if you're overseas, 718-577-2916. That's the overseas number. Of course, a 1 before it. 1-718-577-2916. We await your calls. Working for you, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, a bouncer. The Honorable Mark Brantley, you asked for it, so you'll get it. After the change of government in February of 2015, it took some time for the consulate in Dubai to become operational again. Could you tell us what some of these problems were? And there was also a rumor that the equipment, the computerized equipment, had been removed from the place and have not yet been located. Can you tell us what is being done to locate that equipment? And finally, is there any truth in the fact that citizenship by investment applications and completions were being done at that consulate? Sorry, I must take that back. It's not final. And just before the elections, there was an opening of an embassy, I think, in Nigeria. Can you tell us what has become of that? Is that still functional under the new administration? I will listen off air. Thank you.
Well, if you know cricket, one thing you ought to understand about bouncers, you can either hook or duck. This one, I will try my best to respond. What was open in Nigeria was an honorary consulate, and so that still exists. We have been in touch with the honorary consul there, and that continues to function. In Dubai, yes, we had some problems, and we were forced to close that particular consulate. As you know now, we have a deputy consul general who has gone in, Elsa Wilkin and Brister. We have a consul general designate who is hopefully going to be there this month. That's our hope. We're trying to work out the intricacies of that. We had to, like our relationship with Canada and the United States and all those, stop, take stock, recalibrate, and then start again. And that has really been our posture in relation to that. I can't speak to the rumors. What I can tell you is that it was an incredibly difficult transition in Dubai, because we met an office where I would imagine if Hurricane Hugo had passed through, you would have had a similar type of scene. We had no handover whatsoever. Nobody who said, well, okay, here's what. And so I want to give credit publicly to Elsa Wilkin and Brister, because she went there with absolutely nothing. And almost, if you will, had to reopen and restart the consulate. I was quite pleased that I was able to travel there sometime last year, and we had an official function marking the reopening. But it was particularly difficult. We found no files, no handover. So there was no continuity. And I think that was particularly unfortunate, but I suppose people did things for their own purposes. And the good news is that the citizenry there, and I was quite pleased when I went there, Caller, to learn that it's not only economic citizens who are there, but also, as I would say, natural born divisions and petitions. In fact, I found a professor there from Brownhill in Nevis. And so I was quite happy that we now have again a consular presence there to take care of the needs of our people there. And the people of St. Kitts and Nevis can be proud to know that under this government, we will treat their affairs seriously. The question of whether or not passports were being processed there, what I can tell you, Call, is that I have no evidence of that. I too have heard similar suggestions but I have no evidence of that, and I would prefer not to engage in rumors or responding to them, but rather just to speak to the facts as I know them.
Working for you, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. William. And good afternoon to the technician, and good afternoon, Honorable Mark Brantley.
Good afternoon.
Carl Brown here, and good afternoon to the listeners home and abroad. Honorable Mark Brantley, I know this one slipped you when you was asked the question of that time and who were not born. Should know the history that the deceased Honorable Simeon Daniel also collected 2 salaries in the PAM NRP government of 1980 to 84. As if my history serves me right, I think for a short time Minister of Finance and also the Premier of Navy. And also you may have had 1 or 2 other deceased NRP members who also collected 2 salaries as Federal Minister down here and Minister in the Nevis Island administration. The other thing, Honorable Brantley, is we know that Canada have a new government. Well, we know that in your government and our process here of getting back free visa access is going to take some time. But I listen, could you briefly give us if we are any closer to achieving that dream now of getting free access visa back? And because there are many people here who are missing many events in Canada. I know several people complain of funerals. They wanted to attend family and friends because of this visa could not go. Family reunions, weddings, graduations, and amounts of other things, vacation, and because of this free visa can't attend. So why I'm saying all of this is that we so very concerned and hope sometime, maybe in the next 6 months or even before, we can get back this free visa access. The other question is, could you give us an update? Because I remember a few months ago very well, 2 NRP members used to be on a radio station here in St. Kitts and saying how taxi men and women in Nevis, they are protesting how there is no tourists coming, they can't feed their family and things. But now, the buses in Nevis are being filled. The taxi men and women now are eating tremendously. So could you give us an update of how you were able to increase the tourist arrival by airport and by seaport there in Navy so the taxi men and women could eat? Because NRP people ain't saying nothing now.
Okay.
I'm gone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Caller, thank you very much for the call. The issue of Canada, I said in the opening discussion in terms of what efforts we were making and are making, I am not in a position, caller, to say to the public that this is going to take 6 months or 3 months or a year. What I can say is that we are cautiously optimistic that with continued dialogue, with continued demonstration to Canada that as a government we're serious about the relationship, with the opening of our High Commission in Ottawa and it's a liberal government. They have already telescoped that they want to restore visa-free access to Mexico, and they will look at it in relation to other countries. That is not a commitment to us, let me make it clear. But it does say that as a new government, their approach is different. And my argument with Canada is a simple one. If you can open Canada to 120 million Mexicans, then 52,000 Kittitians and Nevisians can't hurt. And so it's a very simple proposition. But we feel that at the end of the day, visa-free access was taken away because Canada was not persuaded that we were being responsible as a country. And we feel that if we can engage responsibly with them, that we can restore it. But, caller, at the end of the day, I can't speak for Canada. We know what our desires are and what we're trying to achieve, but Canada would have to make their decisions. And so I'm not in a position to say 1 month, 2 months, or give a time frame. But I can commit that this government is working very hard at mending fences and ensuring that our people regain that privileged position that we hitherto enjoyed. You asked about the tourists. I think Nevis is doing very well. St. Kitts also is doing very well, and I'm heartened by that. I will not sit here and take the credit. I think that I've provided some leadership, but the truth is we have some very hard-working people. The Nevis Tourism Authority, led by Greg Phillip, the Ministry of Tourism, led by Carl Williams in Nevis. These are people who work every day, all day, and sometimes into the night to ensure that the taxi drivers and others, the stakeholders, benefit. I don't pay too much attention, Carl, to the noise, because all of us understand that tourism in our country is cyclical, that there is a tourist season, as we call it, and there's an off season. And if you go in August or early September and you talk to the taxi drivers, they will say that there are not many tourists, because that is a fact. But equally, when you talk to them in December, January and February, they are making money. The same is true for the hotels. A lot of small hotels in Nevis close in the off season to do little repairs and the like, because there's a traditional off season. So if a commentator is going to come and say that in September the taxi drivers ball and there's nothing to do, it tells you that that's not a serious commentator, because they're ignoring the history, ignoring the historical reality of tourism in our country. So I'm quite keen. I think Nevis is getting a lot of press. I've just been in New York on a tour there, and I can tell you the press response is tremendous. And the people are very keen, they're very interested. We have some new projects in Nevis. We have some exciting new developments. The opening of Paradise Beach has created quite a buzz. Of course, that was the site chosen by our recent high-profile guests to spend their time. And so the truth is that I feel that we're on a particular path, a particular upward trajectory, and I'm quite happy at what I'm seeing. And if the taxi drivers are telling your car that they're happy, then it means that what we're doing as a team is benefiting them. And once they benefit, I feel that I'm doing my job. So thank you very much for that.